Hello students, I am Dinesh Udupi. This is session 21 of Molecular Biology Evolution and Ethology paper for 6th semester. In this session we are going to understand the complement fixation and clonal selection theory. This is the continuation of antigen-antibody reactions we studied in the previous session. Complement fixation. What is complement fixation? Complement is a system of plasma proteins that can be activated directly by pathogens or indirectly by pathogen-bound antibody, leading to a cascade of reactions that occurs on the surface of pathogens and generates active components with various effector functions. Let us try to understand this in detail. What is complement? Complement is a system of plasma proteins. What is plasma? Plasma is the liquid part of the fluid part of the blood. In this fluid part of the blood exists this complement system. Complement system is nothing but the plasma proteins. They are specialized proteins which are associated with immune response. Now these proteins can be activated directly by the pathogens. So since these proteins are specifically associated with immune response, they are capable of getting activated either directly by the pathogens or indirectly by the pathogen which are bound by antibody. That means these complements are capable of identifying the pathogen which is coated with a specific antibody. Now what happens? Once these complement, the proteins which are associated with complement system, they identify or they are going to bind to the pathogen which are coated with antibody. It will lead to the further action by the immune system, leading to a cascade of reaction. Means there are many steps of reactions which will happen only after binding of this complement system to the pathogen. That means binding of complement system to the pathogen is very important. In the previous session, I mentioned about one particular thing. Immune system, whether it is humoral mediated immune response or cell mediated immune response, immune system has many cells which are capable of destroying other cells. The thing is, there must be a mechanism for the immunologically active cells. I mean the cells which are capable of destroying. There must be a mechanism to differentiate the body cells or the own cells of the body or the harmless cells and the harmful cells. They must know which cells to destroy and which cells not to be destroyed. Here comes the role of complement system. Binding of complement system to the pathogen will help those cells, the cells which are capable of destroying. So those cells will come to know about whether it is pathogen, whether it has to be destroyed or not to be destroyed. If complement fixation has occurred on the pathogen, that means it is targeted. It is like marking the cell for the destruction. So that is the importance of complement fixation. The complement system is a part of the immune system that enhances the ability of antibodies and phagocytic cells to clear microbes and damaged cells from an organism. It promotes inflammation and attacks the pathogen's plasma membrane. I already told you about this. This system is part of immune system and it enhances the ability of antibodies and phagocytic cells. The antibodies themselves cannot do anything. Here, the antibodies play a role as markers, and the pathogens or the cells which are marked with antibodies become the target of phagocytic cells. So this is how the complement fixation is going to work. Antibody binding with antigen is not sufficient to remove the antigen from the body. This is what I already told you. Hence, antigen-antibody complex initiates activation and binding of complement system to it. Binding of complement system to AgAb complex is known as complement fixation. In the previous session, we studied about antigen-antibody complex or antigen-antibody reactions. There is a bacteria. It has antigen on its surface. The antibody goes and binds to the antigen which is present on the surface of bacteria. Then this antibody bound bacteria is identified by the complement. Complement goes and binds to the pathogen. So it's like bacteria, antibody and complement. So this process, binding of these three things, the process is called complement fixation. Complement fixation is necessary for that further step. What is that further step? Opsonization, destruction of the antibody bound pathogen by the phagocytic cells of the immune system. The activated complement enzymes continue further the immune response that finally removes the foreign agent. And how they remove it, I already told you, by means of opsonization, by means of destruction by the phagocytic cells of the immune system. That is how the complement system, complement and complement fixation process plays a very important role in the immune response, specifically in case of the humoral mediated immune response, which involves the antibody production. Clonal selection theory. This is a theory which is associated with body's immune response. The concept of clonal selection theory was proposed by Australian doctor Frank Macfarlane Burnet in 1957. You remember the name of this doctor who proposed this theory, Burnet, in 1957. He developed this model called the model as clonal selection theory of antibody formation that explains how the body is able to recognize and respond to a virtually limitless number of foreign antigens. You know, in the nature, there are so many pathogens, toxins that may enter into your body and cause damage, either in the form of disease or some other methods. The number of antigens, the number of pathogens that exist in the outer world is very big. But your immune system, the body's immune system is capable of identifying the antigen of all those pathogens which exist in the nature. Thousands of different kinds of viruses are there, thousands of different kinds of bacteria are there, protozoans are there, worms are there, chemicals are there. If they enter into your body, your immune system is going to respond. How it is done? That is explained by the clonal selection theory by Dr. Burnet in 1957. The theory states that an antigen entering the body does not induce the formation of an antibody specific to itself, as some immunologists believed. Even what we studied in our previous sessions, while studying the humoral mediated immune response, normally what we explain is the antigen or the pathogen which is carrying antigen enters into the body. That is identified by some mechanisms. The T helper cell, that pathogen is going to be engulfed by one cell. It is going to destroy it. Then it is going to present the antigen on its surface, and those cells are called antigen presenting cells. Those antigen presenting cells are identified by the T helper cell. T helper cell will go and activate one particular B cell. The B cell will start producing specific antibodies against the antigen. This is what we normally study. But this clonal selection theory is different. He proposed it in opposite direction. According to the clonal selection theory, there is no production of. That means the theory states that antigen entering the body does not induce the formation of antibody. It is not going to produce the specific antibody. Specific antibodies are already there in the body. This is the difference. Normally, what we believe is the antigen will enter into the body and then it will induce the formation of specific antibody. This is the normal humoral mediated immunity theory. But according to clonal selection theory, one antigen enters into your body, one pathogen which is carrying antigen enters into your body. The antibody, the specific antibody against that particular antigen is already there in your body. This is what becomes very difficult to believe. That's why this theory was opposed in the beginning, but now this theory is accepted. There are many proofs for this particular theory. Now that is a very wonderful thing. You just imagine there are millions of different kinds of pathogens out there in the environment, and we don't know whether we get infected by how many of them in our lifetime, but our body has specific antibodies against all those antigens out there. That is what the clonal selection theory talks. But instead it binds to one unique antibody selected from a vast repertoire of antibodies. So according to this theory, what happens? Say bacteria A infects your body, it enters into the body, it is carrying A antigen. According to clonal selection theory, anti-A antibodies are already there in your immune system, and it is being produced by one particular type of B cell. As I already told you, millions of different types of B cells exist in the blood, and one or two B cells are having this specific antibody. So this specific B cell will be identified by the will be activated by the antigen, and then it will multiply. The specific B cell carrying the specific antibody will multiply and it will start synthesizing those specific antibodies. As I already mentioned, although controversial at first, this theory became the foundation of modern immunology. Nowadays, this theory is accepted and it has many proofs for the theory also. In this diagram, the same thing is explained here. Many B cells, millions of different kinds of B cells exist in your blood. One antigen enters into the body and the antibody specific B cell is stimulated. You can see here there are 4 B cells. Since specific antigen has entered and this B cell is producing antibodies against this antigen, it only gets activated. Only this cell is going to get activated. It starts proliferating, multiplying, and then they get converted into plasma cells. Few of them remain memory cells. They will become memory cells, and they start producing large number of antibodies. These antibodies are going to destroy the pathogen further. So that's how the theory of clonal selection works. In this session, we studied about complement fixation and clonal selection theory. That is all for this particular session. Thank you.